Hello, Helen here. Thanks for joining me today. Today's card I'm going to be using this new die set from Altenew that I've just bought. It's called the Layered Rose die, and it's got 3 parts for the flower and 3 parts for the leaf. And I've had a play around with the colours, and I'm going to show you what I've come up with, but I'm sure there's other options as well. So this is the blue option, and I've come up with the palest of my 3 shades for the base layer, and then I've come with the medium blue for the middle layer and the darkest blue for the outline layer that's on the top. I did try it the other way around, but it didn't look right. But I'm sure you could do shading on card first with some ink, and then do the cutting out, and that would look really good as well. So I'm just gluing it with a fine tip applicator bottle and some glue in it. This glue is Cosmic Shimmers, which is one that I've had for quite a while, but it dries clear and matte, so you don't see it if it squishes out anywhere. So I just go around and glue each layer down till I've got the complete flower. And this die is actually really easy to match up. The 2 outside, the far left and the far right, seem to be the easiest ones to match up, and then it's the same for each layer, so it's really easy. And then once I've finished gluing it, I ended up just putting it underneath my craft mat just for a short time, just to press the layers down and make sure that nothing buckled. And because I was having a go at 4 different colours, I decided I might as well just use those 4 colours and make a card with it. But I'm sure this card would look just equally as nice if you just picked one colour and did all 4 flowers or 3 flowers all the same colour. Now I've got a panel ready that I'm going to put my flowers on. I've gone around a piece of white card with this memory box country stitch borders, the very tiny scalloped one, and I've just gone around all 4 sides with that border die, just making it slightly smaller than my card base, and I'm going to use a lemon coloured card base this time. I'm going to mount the card panel onto some craft foam just so it's raised off of my card base, so I'm just cutting out a rectangle of the craft foam, and I'll stick that down with double-sided tape. Apologies for the poor lighting in this video. It's really raining outside and really dark, even though it's about 8 o'clock in the morning, so I've had to use my lights, and therefore you see shadows and things, so I apologise about that. I'm not doing anything fancy with the arrangement. I'm just going to use the 4 flowers and the leaves that I've cut out and just arrange them in a slightly diagonal pattern on the front of the card, not quite to the bottom because that's where I'll put the sentiment, and then I'll start gluing. So the leaves will all be glued flat, and 2 of the flowers will be glued just with glue, and then the other 2 will be either foam tape or a mixture of foam tape and glue, but nothing terribly fancy. For my sentiment, I'm going to use this Simon Says stamp Sending and Wishing stamp set, and I'm going to use one of the birthday sentiments from that. And then I've also got the wishing die by Simon Says stamp, so I've cut that out, 2 white ones and 1 mirror gold, and I'm going to glue them one on top of the other just to give a little bit more substance when I glue the sentiment onto the card. For the secondary part of the sentiment, I'm using the stamp, so I've prepped a piece of black card with my embossing powder, and then I'm going to stamp the stamp with Versamark sticky ink, and then use some Ranger white embossing powder onto that and heat set it. If you're wondering what I'm doing here, I'm trying to find the little, I think they're called tiddles, the dots for the eyes. I cut out the 2 white sets and the gold set, and I couldn't find the second of the gold, so I'm searching my desk trying to find it, and I ended up having to cut another one. I'll find it later, I'm sure. I'm sorry, but my camera had stopped recording here, and so you didn't get where I trimmed down the black sentiment, and I also put a fine strip of the mirror gold card on the bottom of the sentiment, and then cut the flag shape at the end, so it's just got a really fine little pencil stripe of gold at the bottom of the sentiment, and that's going to be stuck just under where I want the wishing part of the sentiment, and then I'll stick that down as well. So that's the card finished. As usual, I'll leave you with some photos, close-ups of the card, and at the end there'll be a couple of videos that you might be interested in watching. Again, thank you very much for joining me. Please subscribe if you haven't already and give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time with another video. Bye for now.